Hi, everyone. This is Tammy, and I am just touching base with you about an initiative that I'm hoping to begin that I hope is going to be of great benefit to you. So, as you know, one of my goals is to try and provide as much meaningful professional development and networking to our staff as I can so that everyone is going to feel supported and encouraged in what they're doing. And I've also been working with a few people from each building over the last couple of years that on what we've called our innovation team. That team of teachers has helped me to kind of get a feel for what the pulse of our teachers is right now and with regard to what their professional needs are. I've also worked with the ITRTs to try and help provide technical training and effective ed tech resources and support all teachers. And then lastly, I've worked with our PBL trained teachers to build that PBL mindset in all of our teachers, especially those that we're just hiring. So after working with each of these groups for a couple of years, I'd like to bring them together at the school level with a focus on your specific school's professional needs. I've been around to several schools already and tried to discuss this with the administrators, but I haven't made it to each building yet. So to avoid any further delays, I decided to go ahead and put this quick video together to tell you about it. So what I'm talking about is what I'm calling the plant team for each school, which is to support your professional learning needs. Now, chances are you already have a team with a similar purpose for that at your school. And if so, I'm not looking to replace that, but hopefully just supplement it. If you don't have something like this, then I'm certainly hoping that you'll find this helpful. The plant team stands for Professional Learning and Networking Team. And this team would serve to use, as it says, to use the resources such as your school improvement plans, any data analysis that you have, staff surveys or interest, and then, of course, anything that comes down from the state or from our from the division level that become initiatives or mandates so that we can provide professional learning opportunities within each school to meet the needs of that individual school. So who I'm hoping to include in this, of course, will be you. Now, I would see you serving as an advisory role. I don't feel like you would have to meet at every single meeting, but there would be a team leader on this team that would be in constant communication with you about what your needs are and then how they would, how they're hoping as a team to provide for those needs. I also want to include the ITRTs, your innovation team member or members, any coaches that are PBL coach trained, or if you have some other teachers who are very active with PBL, we would want to include them. Not everyone who's PBL trained, obviously, but any coaches or at least one PBL trained person from each school. Probably your media specialists, because they really have their thumb on the resources that are in the school, and they have the opportunity to meet with multiple students and teachers to kind of find out a little bit more about what they need. And then any others that you indicate as a building administrator you'd like to have on that team. Again, if you already have a team in place, or if you'd like to include each department head, or in some cases, you might have someone who serves or who has an administrative degree that you feel like this would be good experience for them. Plus, they could kind of help to keep you in the loop with it. Whomever you feel like would meet the needs of your school, that would be who we want to include on it. So the goal of this team is going to be to provide professional learning to all staff. And what we're thinking about here is as much during the school day or during the time when they're already in the buildings as possible. So we would be putting together some virtual trainings. We do some little mini PD sessions where maybe we have the ITRT there in a certain room all day doing the session over and over, and during their planning time they can come in, and these would be 20 to 25-minute sessions so that everybody could have time to get that done during a planning time, or potentially right after school we do a workshop. They would also be putting together online folders or using Schoology or other platforms to provide some of those trainings. And then of course we want them to have a lot of input into what we do division wide with our professional learning, either virtual or in person through the summer. And then whatever else you feel like you need to have there. Also determining what your professional learning needs are. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of input into that, but they can talk with their colleagues, maybe do some staff surveys, different things like that, to find out exactly what your staff needs. They would provide input into the development of our division-wide professional development, and then And here's the most important part, I think, is that if we have a team like this at every school, once a month, I'm going to pull one person from that team together division wide, and we want to network with other plant teams. So at that time, once a month, those team leaders that you'll see here will meet with me, and we're going to talk about, for example, what the team did at John Battle, and then the Patrick Henry person might hear that and say, hey, we'd like to have that here, and hopefully just network with each other, connect with other schools who are doing things that might help and support your teachers, and then share that across the division. That's our goal. So that team leader is most likely going to be the initial innovation team member, that person that's kind of been your representative on that team as we go. We'll meet monthly or quarterly and be the division team that kind of pushes information out to your school-wide teams. They will help to update the division-wide PD calendar that I've started and make sure that opportunities that are relevant to your team get pushed out to your school as well. They'll inform your school team of all of our opportunities. They will take a lead in the school needs assessment, which could be a survey, or it could be reading from your data, or just having a conversation with you, and then helping to determine the professional learning needs. So that is a little bit about what I would expect, or how I envision this. But coming up, it's my intention to set up meetings at each individual school with the team members sometime in the month of March. I'm trying to get in before that spring testing window. While I recognize that the remainder of the year is going to be crazy busy, I want to get these teams in place to provide ideas for the summer, but then begin planning for next year so that it can really start in full force when school starts. So hopefully this team is going to be a resource for you as a building leader to help support your staff and whatever your instructional needs are. We're going to use your school improvement plan, your data, to develop a plan that provides ongoing, sustainable, authentic professional development for teachers. That, in turn, should strengthen your academic culture. So I'll be in touch with you in the next couple of weeks to set up our initial meetings. If you have suggestions for customizing your team, any of those things, you can let me know. But for sure, I want to make sure that you have input into this. So in the meantime, please be thinking about how that might look for you, what you might want to have, who you might want to have on there, what your immediate needs are. And then if you already have a team, how can we kind of supplement this or join together to just strengthen that team? So these are the things that are going on. I appreciate your time, and I just wanted to make sure that you were aware before I give you a call so I don't catch anyone off guard. Hope you have a great day.